Hello and welcome to MRAD Reviews. Today I got something really exciting in the post. I've been waiting for it a long time, since Christmas in fact, and it arrived this morning. An Accuracy International AICS chassis system. Um, this is how it comes. First off, you have your main chassis. My initial impression on this was it was a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be. For some reason I thought that the main bedding block was steel. It's not. It seems to be aluminium or whatever it is. It's non-ferrous. A magnet will not stick to it. So this is your main part. This is not a folder. This is the 1.5 straight stock. The next part and the next biggest is the barrel cage, I suppose you could call it, or the handguard for the front. This is nice, stiff, lightweight, anodized aluminium, and it comes with some Picatinny rails and a QD stud already attached. And I'll show you these closer in a minute. So you get this part, you get the main stock from the chassis, you get a bunch of screws, you get a small Allen key for adjusting the cheek comb, you get one 5-shot AI mag in 308 or 223, I think it depends on the inserts, and that's really all you get in there. A little booklet explaining how to put it together and giving you some torque numbers. Basically, that's it. I asked for the one with the flush cups, and I can show you here on the. So we have a nice solid flush cup here, another here, and the one of the rails, which are movable, also has a flush cup on it, so you can push that anywhere you really want along the front guard, or you can also mount the rail underneath here on the bottom of that. The length of pull is changeable. You can see here that there's spacers, 1, 2, and this is attached to the butt pad itself. So these can be removed. When they're removed, the current screws which are in this, here and here, are too long, so you can use these shorter screws here to bring down the length. When I picked it up, I noticed, other than the weight, was its pistol grip is big. No problem with that, but it feels much bigger than like the Hogue ones that I was used to and all those. Still, nothing wrong with it. I got used to it very quick. The actual trigger well is big, but I guess that's designed for gloves and stuff and shooting. I'm going to put it together real quick just so you can see the full length. The first thing you do is you take your 2 screws out of here. This comes off, and your handguard or front tube, or what you call it, goes on here. Now, what I found was very impressive is a lot of stocks have different type ways of connecting the barrel or cage or hand guard to the chassis. Some use kind of slotted aluminium that when it goes together, the 4 screws hold a jigsaw puzzle of aluminium shapes together inside, so it doesn't move. Some slot in and screw through. Some just use a couple of screws. This one uses not 1 or 2 screws, but 10 screws to hold it on. It's very impressive, and I would say incredibly strong. I'll show you here really quick. So you can see on the bottom of here we have our 10 holes, which line up with these 10 holes here. You can see the recoil lug, which is I think it's 11 millimeters from the bottom of the action there to the bottom of the recoil lug pit. There are 2 action screw holes, and I like how the rear tang of the gun disappears in under the plastic. It just makes a nice little feature. So I'm just going to throw this together so you can see it. I'm going to weigh it just to see how heavy it is, because I thought it was well over, I suppose, 5 pounds, or kilos, 5 kilos, but I don't think it is. So I'm just going to throw this on here with just 2 screws just to hold it while we're just doing the review. The only screws that I seem to see that have washers are the ones for the action, which is normal enough. They're quite easy to get to. One is straight up in front of the magwell, and the other one is hidden by the skins up behind the trigger well. There's a hole there to get your Allen key in. You don't have to take the skins off to do it, but they're in the normal places, I suppose, for a short action. And we're going to put one screw just to hold the forend cover, I suppose, is not really the forend. Okay, so this is your chassis. I want to show you with the small camera something which I noticed and I was very, very happy with, was the gap that's left after behind the when they're all joined up. You can see this gap here. It's pretty small on this side. Once all the screws are in, but you can see it's opened up more here. Once all the screws are in, this gap is tiny. It's perfect. The machining on this is next to none. It's pretty amazing, and I'd imagine that these are Accuracy International only type slots. I've never seen them on anything else. They seem to be very, very solid. So what we're going to do now, I'll wait and I'll put the weight up, and I'll show you how these rails come off. You get your normal, it's the same Allen key that does the action screws. You just give it a quick twist and they become loose. It doesn't slide off even if they're loose, which is really nice. You can see with the small camera here, they're just little studs with a flayed end. They fit in to the rails, they go forwards, and when you tighten it, you pull the screws up into it and they lock it in place by forcing it back against the aluminium and pulling it down, and it's very, very snug. It's a very, very tight fit. So I'm going to just pull these off here. Just to change it over, I'm just going to fit it to the back here. Now I really like the back because I shoot off a bag most of the time, and a rear bag. This is really nice here for leaning on your bag and digging into it, so you can put some good pressure on it. And you can see how easy it is just to change the rail from one position to another. You can get a full length rail for the top. I don't particularly think I'll need that, but I am going to get maybe a slightly longer rail for the side because I'm going to mount two rails here. I could use the two to come with it, and I'm going to mount my camera beside it so I can do shooting scope and scope pictures. So I'm looking through one scope but shooting through another scope. You can see how it was easy, so easy to change that over. Balance, a little bit top heavy, but it's kind of expected. The magazine, well, is brilliant. I haven't seen this in many other ones. The AICS mags, you don't have to, it doesn't really matter with the 5-round, but the bigger ones, the 10 rounds, you'd have to lift it up on the bipod to take out the mag and whatever. These ones are brilliant. There's this thing on the side where you can get it in without having to lift up the rifle, tilt it back, tilt it forwards, and she's in. It's simple as that with them, and it's got a nice big eject handle to knock them out, even in gloves or whatever you want to wear. Yeah, I'm very, very impressed. Very impressed with it. I'm waiting a long time for it. It's the color I wanted and everything, which is even better. You can get a ton of accessories for them, but this particular rifle or chassis is going on my personal rifle, my 308, which is replacing my 223. It's being built currently by Southern Rifles and Optics down in sro.ie. I sent him down a Remington 700 action in 223, but he's changing the bolt out. He's going to flute the bolt. He's going to give it a nice tactical bolt handle and get the nice Krieger barrel, 20-inch, nice heavy barrel. I'm not going to be doing too much walking with this. and he's going to blueprint it and make sure everything's square. He's going to do a really good job on it. Then this is going to get the Falcon Optics scope being held on with a Night Force Picatinny rail, a 20 MOA, and a set of Night Force 6-stud titanium rings. So all in all, I probably don't want to tell my wife the price of it. But all in all, it's not too bad. You can swap it for a small car, I'm sure. But I can't fault this. I really cannot fault the AICS. The only thing where the plastic meets isn't as tidy as you'd hope for a stock that costs €930, I think, off the top of my head. But everything else is absolutely brilliant. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Viper Skins make skins for this rifle, because it pretty much looks like the ones that were for the AW. But yeah, I'm very, very impressed with it. So next time you see this, it should have a Remington 700 with a nice barrel in it, and we'll be getting some groups going. But until then, this is your review. Thanks for watching. If you like the videos, subscribe. You'll be able to get my videos I try to put them out every 2 weeks, but it totally depends on time. Yeah, subscribe, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up and share on Facebook. You can also get me on Facebook. That's where I send out most of my updates, and it goes to my Twitter too. All those links are above on the top of the channel. Thanks very much for watching. Bye now.